Morning, people. I just wanted to do my very first live stream and give you guys some updates on what's going on with the book. So, right now, I'm currently revising book one, a little over halfway done with it. And when I say revise, I mean every page looks like this. It's a lot of revisions, which is why it's taking a while. Since my publisher went out of business at the beginning of this year, I'm going to be self-publishing once again as soon as these are finished. Unless I happen to be like an independent publisher in the meantime. I have a big, huge event coming up next September in Harrisburg. It's the Books event. Supposed to be covered by a lot of press. It's pretty huge. I will definitely have book one done by then, and I'm hoping I might possibly get book two done before then. We'll see. Still working with the wonderful Chris Howard to do my covers. There's going to be slight changes, but overall, very similar to my first publishing. I believe I'll be going back to the matte finish if that's an option. I really did like that. Um, some other changes, you might have noticed the Facebook name or Facebook page name has changed. I changed that to match my website, which is jennyallenbooks.com. So now the Facebook page matches that, and just in case I decide to write something other than just the Lilith Adams series. Um, book three is in the works, although it's on the back burner while I do the revisions on book one and two. And book four, which will be most likely the final book in the series, does have a title. It will be Ghost Orchid. And I'm hoping that I can concrete and firm up some of the plans for that book shortly. But I do have some general ideas on where that's going. It's going to be pretty apocalyptic. The books get darker, they get more violent each book. Those that have read the well, the previous editions of Bloodlily and Rose of Jericho, they get that. Book one doesn't hold back, but book two goes a little further. Uh, book three will be similar to that, leading up to a big cliffhanger, as I like to do. So those who haven't read the books, book one does end the cliffhanger, which definitely makes you want to read book two. Book two, however, has an ending to it. Now, while there are some open plot lines and things like that that aren't solved and wrapped up in book two, um, I wanted to write book two where it had at least enough of an ending that if for some reason I didn't continue writing, people would be generally satisfied with just the two books. I've definitely found that to not be the case because I have several people that constantly ask me where book three is. So I assure you, I'm going to be busy, hard at work at it. As soon as I finish the revisions for book one and book two. Book three, like some of you who are fans of the page know, will be called The Lotus Tree. Some of you might have actually seen the cover as well. Again, done by the amazing Chris Howard, who does all my covers. It's kind of a funny story. Originally, I was planning on doing my own covers. As some of you may know, I am an artist. I do illustrations for other authors and things like that on the side too. So you should definitely check out Mendy, which is a post-apocalyptic quarterly magazine with various stories set in a apocalyptic setting with a flower scout, similar to a Girl Scout but without copyright infringement and her wild adventures. Any fans of like Tank Girl and Harlequin will definitely enjoy these stories. But I've done two of the covers for those, and do plan to continue and do more. I've been a little sidetracked between revisions on the book and planning my wedding for next year. Actually marrying the most amazing man ever next May, so pretty exciting. Anyways, I was planning on doing the book covers myself originally when I first wrote Blood Lily, and a friend of a friend, Chris Howard, hit me up on Facebook and said, "Hey, can I do your cover?" And I said yes, although in my head I was thinking, yeah, I'm not going to use it anyway, but sure, if you want to do something, then go ahead. I'm just going to do my own cover anyway. So I fully planned to do my cover. He even found and bought the copyrights to the picture for Blood Lily, which originally was a white background spa picture. So I sent that to Chris Howard, told him what I wanted, and what he came back with just it floored me, and that I knew that was my cover. So we've worked together since, and it's been a fun journey. He does amazing covers for a lot of indie authors. So if anyone out there is looking for a cover artist, definitely check him out. It's Chris Howard, and his cover design name is Blonde Design. D and the E kind of shared. You can find links to that on my page as well. So basically, I just wanted to, do my first live stream to my page, taking strides, reaching out to people, letting you know what's going on with the books currently, and plans for the next event. So thanks to COVID, I know don't have a publisher, although that probably would have happened with or without COVID. And the plus side is it did have them set back the books event, which was actually scheduled for September this year. But because of all the restrictions, they couldn't do it, so they pushed it back to next year. So that actually gives me time, thankfully, because it's non-refundable, and $100 to gives me time to get that first book revised and put back out. So worst case scenario, I will be self-publishing through Amazon once again. It's some awesome cover and a very tight book. It's been a fun experience. I'm using two different editing programs. One of them is AutoCrit. I highly recommend that. They grade your work from 0 to 100% based on the genre that you're writing in, and that includes things not just like grammar and spelling and stuff, but sentence structure and how many times you reuse words, show versus tell, a ton of different things, even pacing. So when I put my book into AutoCrit, each chapter has an average score of about 70%, 75%, which isn't awful. But from the advice I had from an English professor that read my first book, who loved the story very much, so much that she was able to get through all my grammar errors to read the whole book. So once I put it in, I get a score of 75%, 75%. Then I go through, printed, and write down all my edits. The highlighted parts are the things that need to be changed. Do my edits in pencil, and then I put them back in the computer, and Grammarly double checks my general spelling and punctuation. So when I put it back into AutoCrit, each chapter now is averaging writing score of 93 to 100%, which is super awesome. I'm real excited. Definitely tightening things up as well, getting rid of some of the redundancies and a few of the internal conversations that Lilith has with herself, because a lot of them repeat, which I didn't realize, and I've gone through and re-edited this book at least 20 times. So I guess it took a little perspective before I realized that for some of her conversations just didn't need to be there. Also making the interaction between her and Chance a little more gradual. When I read back through it this time, it seemed to escalate super fast, and then it was just stayed there the whole time. So this time it's a little bit more gradual, getting there like it should be, until it gets to the climax, pun intended. So exciting things. If any of you guys have questions, you want to leave comments, I encourage that greatly. I will be keeping you guys up to date. I also post some updates on the webpage as well. You can also find descriptions of the first two books there. I have not written the blurb for book 3 yet, um, partly because I'm kind of uncertain exactly how I'm going to piece it together at this point. Although I have about half of it written, um, the first two books are in one perspective the entire time. Book 3, however, the story demands that it just can't come from one perspective. Um, it would result in like info dumping like halfway through the book, and people would be overloaded and be like, where the hell did this come from? So it requires two different perspectives, which I have not done before. So deciding how to balance that out, to make the pacing proper for the book. Um, Once I figure that out, then I'll be able to write the description, and I'll let you guys know. So keep checking the Facebook page for updates. Check out my website. We do have a new email address as well. It's jennyellenbooks@gmail.com. So feel free to leave us some love, and as soon as I have more information for you guys, I will maybe do another live stream. So you guys have fun and have a good day.